The history of the Baroque contra began round about 1700 when the bassoon needed an underpinning in church music and large cathedrals and places like that. So the first record in England was in the Talbot manuscript, which was written between 1690 and 1710, when it was called a pedal or double bassoon. Jacques Philidor had a gros basson à la quatre et l'octave in France in 1708, but sadly it no longer survives. In Leipzig in 1719, Andreas Eikentopf made two contrabassoons, standing 2.5 meters high with 3 keys. In Italy, Anciotti made a contrabassoon with a dragon's head, which is in the Salzburg Museum, and he made it in approximately 1732. Okay, now we come to this instrument, which you see before you, which was made in 1739 by Thomas Stainsby Jr. And he only made one. There was a rumour that he made two, but in fact he only made one. Handel used this instrument for the music for the royal fireworks in the oratorio L'Allegro e il Pensieroso, and also in one of his coronation odes. Here's a quote from the London Daily Post and General Advertiser for Monday the 6th of August 1739. Marylebone Gardens, this day and to be continued the usual concert, to which will be added, for the better entertainment of gentlemen and ladies, the undertaker being desirous to make the concert the most complete, 2 grand or double bassoons made by Mr. Stainsby, the greatness of whose sound surpasses that of any other bass instrument whatever, never performed before. Here's the crook from the Stainsby contrabassoon. As you can see, it's very, very long. It has to be, because obviously if it's very short you couldn't reach the keys with your fingers. And the reed is likewise quite long. 92 millimeters long, much longer than the modern contrabassoon reed. The instrument has a very large stretch for the fingers, and I have to confess that after my last project I did have to pay a visit to the osteopath to get my fingers sorted out. The reason I'm talking about the fingers is because they have to be in the acoustically correct position, which means both your hands and your thumbs are very much stretched out, especially the thumb. Thumb has a special key to open the E hole. Whilst rehearsing this piece recently with Sir Simon Rattle, the conductor, he nicknamed this instrument the Loch Ness Monster. These instruments don't have the most perfect intonation, as you'll hear, but they people who made them made the best effort at the time because technology was limited, and obviously the science of acoustics was in its complete infancy. But the instrument would have been turned on a lathe, obviously, and the 4 parts, it would have to be quite a large lathe, especially for this joint here, the long joint, which is probably over 3 foot long, 4 foot long. So I really enjoy playing this instrument because it is such a challenge. And I love the sound of some of the notes. The sounds are like nothing else. These notes here. They're really round and really generous, which is a joy to play.